What's popcorn apocalypse, gamers? Welcome to Gamers Go to the Movies, the only podcast where we have to watch every video game adaptation in a movie that is Hollywood produced and possibly live action or CG, whatever. You know what it means, theatrically released. I'm your host, Noel Slamrocket. With me is Bob.
Get over here.
Dr. Aggro.
Wakanda forever.
And Chris Wolfhard.
Finish him.
Flawless victory.
I may not understand your words, but I promise you this, I will kill you. That's right, we're here to talk about Mortal Kombat 2021. The release directly to HBO. Wait, yes, just HBO Max. They didn't cut off the HBO yet and just try to call it Max. That was after this point. Movie that's, in advance of the new one coming out. Isn't that exciting? Now, for people who pay attention to our release schedule here on Gamers Go to the Movies, you might know we did the first Mortal Kombat movie in advance and prepared it to release the week before the original theatrical release date for this. And I'm really hoping we don't have to do that 2 times in a row.
Yeah, we're gonna have to move on to like Mortal Kombat Apocalypse or something.
Yeah, we're gonna move on to Annihilation, and then after that, we're gonna be like, we're breaking our own rules. We're just recording the dumb CG cartoon.
Oh.
If you've never watched Gamers Go to the Movies before, what we do is we talk at length about what the plot of the movie was, our thoughts, criticism, praises, and etc. And then at the end, we measure the films against each other in some sort of categorized rubric, if you will. For example, is the movie normie friendly? Would you take a normie to go see this movie? Also, various other actually legitimate things that the gamers care about. For example, is this worse than the Tekken movie? Which continues to be relevant. And would this make a good FMV video game? This is one of the movies we've had to re-review as a part of this series.
Yeah.
I did not go listen to our original review of this movie in advance of us recording this review, which is fine. I've gained so much understanding of not only video game movies by this point in Gamers Go to the Movies, but modern movies and what my standards may have been then versus now, versus how tired I am.
Have we done this movie before?
You weren't involved.
Okay, see, that's even more confusing because the entire time I was watching this, I thought, have I talked about this on a podcast? I feel like I have.
Now I'm actually concerned.
Did I just listen to the other one? I don't know.
You might have just listened to it. As it turns out, Aggro was doing that thing countless podcast listeners do, where they hear someone say something on the podcast that they're the secret 5th member of the podcast yelling at their workplace.
I was considering that when we did the episode of Gamers Go to the Movies for the original Mortal Kombat film, that week I had forgotten whether we were doing this movie or that movie. So that morning I went, oh shit, no one's awake for me to ask. So I just watched them both.
I forgot you did that.
Yes.
That's so great.
So I may have been remembering watching this film in preparation for being on a podcast.
That's really funny.
Jesus.
Quick reminder, this movie, same producer as Food Fight.
Oof.
Good to know.
I am actually bewildered right now, and I'm having troubles. Okay, I found it. It was a cursed content fight club.
Oh.
So that's what it was. That's why it's not a typical spoiler cast and review. Anyways, yeah, okay. Listener, close your eyes. Close your eyes. You ready? Somewhat modern Hollywood writing invents an OC to bring you into the view of the world of Mortal Kombat and then writes a couple clever hooks. The characters say their lines and do their things. The movie's a little bit of a mess, and there's a little bit of an excursus for the main character to go do a thing because we made this low-budget set piece when we thought the movie was going to be way lower budget. And then we shoved that in the middle. So the flow of the movie's kind of junky. And it's over. It's done. It barely started. But Scorpion and Sub-Zero fight at the end.
That's what you're in the theater for.
There may, in fact, be a point where the main character yells, "It's morphin' time!"
Yes! God, yeah, no. Seeing that again, I was like, man, I kind of forgot I kind of forgot how he gets the suit and how the suit works, but I remembered him having a Power Rangers movie, the recent one, scare quotes,
Right.
armor style. And here we are again. And man, that whole everything about the main character is insane.
I forgot he was in this. Like, we
Right.
get through the opening, I'm like, what was bad about this movie? I remember it was some cool stuff and there was some bad. Oh my God, there's an OC.
Yes.
And he's bad.
He's in like 5 frames of the trailer for the new movie. I have to assume he's just going to die.
We can only hope.
It's like, I'm here to see you guys off on your mission.
Right.
Or they'll just be like, he's Scorpion now. Because he's Scorpion's descendant already.
I'll hold down the Earth realm while you guys go off and do the movie.
For the first time I watched that trailer, I thought the guy Shao Kahn was killing it was him.
Right.
Uh-huh.
I thought that, like, watching this whole movie was like, clearly, this guy will turn into Scorpion.
Yeah.
And then he just doesn't.
And then Scorpion shows up to do the thing he should have done.
Yes.
Check out my Arcana. Isn't it sweet? You are of like the sickest ninja bloodline in history. What is this Etsy twisted wire jewelry bullshit?
Yeah, and with the bladed tonfa are also very stupid. I think that's the part of that thing I like the least. I mean, I also dislike the whole. No, nobody has magic martial arts powers. They're called Arcana, and they can be a laser eye gifted to you by the Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, no, that's really lame. Of like, you're born into it unless you kill someone with it. It's like, that's.
I'm not even sure if that's implied. It might just be she was the next worthy person.
Oh no, that's the lore of the movie because
that's the very
how
text,
Kano got
okay.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, and then that's also how not Kung Lao.
Liu Kang. Yes,
Liu Kang got
Kang.
his.
Yeah, so they have multiple origin stories that are specifically this guy had an Arcana. I killed him for unrelated reasons.
Yeah, and then there were 400 years where the Scorpion Arcana just didn't manifest. By the way, we've lost 10 Mortal Kombat tournaments in a row, and Raiden knows where that bloodline is. Maybe you should go train one of them.
I really, you want to talk about delightful world building on a larger scale? Let's talk about delightful movie flow on a smaller scale. There's a part where Cole Young is just like, I'm pouty, and then Raiden's like, go home, you're grounded.
Yes.
You pussy. And then it opens the portal for a completely different style and scope of set piece to happen. And then after that set piece, he can rejoin the movie.
It is really great that when he comes back and Raiden's like, hey, thanks for opening this guy's Arcana. I'm like, Raiden, you need to tell me right now that this was somehow all part of your bullshit plan. And you're not just a piece of shit.
The HOA works in mysterious ways.
I think Raiden
Look.
might be worse here than in any game, which is impressive.
No.
He's trying, though. He's trying.
It's hard to be worse than Mortal Kombat 9, where he electrocutes Liu Kang to death and then looks at his hands and goes, well, what have I done by consciously shooting lightning at him?
I feel like it would have really enhanced the Raiden in this if when he stood up off of his cool seat, he knocked over like a dozen beer bottles.
Yes.
God. Okay, is Liu Kang being the descendant of Liu Kang a thing in the games?
No.
Okay.
It's complicated.
In the games, Kung Lao is like the iconic ancient warrior that's cool.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Kung Lao. I did this all day.
Well, and then Liu Kang now is like of the same group, if I remember correctly, but not necessarily like a descendant situation.
Yeah, he's just in the Order of Light.
Yeah.
But like when Kung Lao is like, hi, I'm Kung Lao, the descendant of the great Kung Lao.
Yeah,
It's
they
just like,
don't.
oh, so you can just do that. Looks over at guy who isn't Scorpion.
Right.
Right, like, that's weird, Scorpion. Oh, sorry, I thought you were someone important. That's weird, Cole.
It's also very strange they made Kung Lao the guy in this one when the whole point is that he isn't the guy and is fucking pissed about it.
Yeah, So rewatching this film, 4.5 years on, the number one thing I think about is, man, I gave this a giant pass because it wasn't as terrible as I was expecting.
Right.
And it had actual like gore and stuff. And we had such a long series of, if you're not a horror movie, no. Like it felt like all of Hollywood was going that direction. So since this was a direct to home release, because it was a COVID movie, because it was like a video game movie and a modern film, at the time I was like grateful that it wasn't worse.
Uh-huh.
And that's completely drained out of my being by this point in my life. So I'm a little less forgiving this time. There's some neat choreography in some parts, and then in other parts, it's pretty shit. There's some neat ideas and really, really small things, but then by and large, it's nonsense. Like, and then Kano's gonna go back to Sonya Blade's trailer, and she's gonna set it up to kill him, but not like in a cool, like, I've made a death trap for you, more of a I'm hiding underneath the floorboard sort of way.
Uh-huh.
Is there a reason he went back?
To kill her, because of course she would be
just
there.
to kill her.
That's it, yeah.
Well, I'm like Raiden teleported him there.
Yeah. Raiden set up these fights because he can apparently just teleport literally anyone.
But he
even the
can't
people
do
on the
anything
opposite
that
team.
actually help.
And let's be clear here. Assuming that is the context in which that scene always existed and was always filmed in the understanding
Yeah,
of,
it did kind of happen off screen.
which I am
that's definitely
very
not what
skeptical of, that the energy of that fight is not, this is our preordained historical fight. This is Kano goes to kill Sonya after a thing goes south. I'm of the opinion that Raiden's a fucking prick. How dare he be like, your honorable fight will happen in her house. Fuck it up, Kano.
I mean, the whole thing's fucking stupid. Like, oh, we'll give them a tournament. We'll fight them all one-on-one. How about you all just go into a warehouse and transport them in one at a time and shoot them with guns?
Right?
You know, it made me insane that Jax has that shotgun when he's fighting Sub-Zero and only uses it after giving Sub-Zero plenty of time to freeze the pellets.
Yeah, no, we really didn't get an idea of if Sub-Zero could beat a gun there. We got an idea of Jax isn't good at this.
Yeah.
Like, it always bothers me when it's like, you know you're here to kill that guy.
Uh-huh.
Why are you not shooting the nanosecond he is in your view?
Especially considering the prior scene is that Sub-Zero becomes a natural disaster, destroying everything on a street by causing an insane ice storm. Like, it's really fucking wild.
These guys do a lot of not bringing guns to these fist fights. Mortal Kombat hasn't started, guys.
They don't want to
No.
take that
Well,
from
no,
Stryker.
you can use a gun in Mortal Kombat. Stryker's right there.
Stryker's a cop. He does it right there. His superpower being a cop.
You know, are the Elder Gods the most pathetic cosmic force in any fantasy? Because nobody ever gives a shit about what they say, but they never do anything about it.
In my head right now, it's the Senate in Star Wars versus the Elder Gods in Mortal Kombat.
Literally, like, this is the least they've ever cared about the rules. There's no repercussions at all.
Right? Like Shao Kahn's just invading Earthrealm.
Yeah. And it sounds like this is how he's won every tournament. And I think Raiden's just been like,
Yes.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
We're on 10 yet. I'm drunk.
Yeah, no, he literally is like, that's how I won the last 9.
I think that's how the Scorpion bloodline, so like they just kept killing the person who would have been Scorpion, but always after they had a child, or maybe they had a sibling that had a child, but they killed them every single time, I presume.
The funniest part of that to me was Shang Tsung has that line about, we can't find the bloodline of this guy. Oh wait, the next scene I've sent Sub-Zero to go to him directly because we know where he is somehow.
There's like no
Why are you sending
detective-ing-
Sub-Zero to kill him? Sub-Zero is the worst at killing people. He goes to kill like 6 people in this movie, accomplishes one of them, and that guy comes back and whips his ass.
I really love in that scene, though, they're speaking in Chinese and Japanese at the end. Sub-Zero says, for the Lin Kuei. And I just imagine him going, you speak English? He's like, no, just that sentence and this one explaining it.
I also love the concept of that was 4,000 years ago. It's like, I don't think we were folding steel 4,000 years ago.
I fucking lost it when they said that. I'm just like, that was 4,000 years ago. I was like spit taking, going, excuse me, what?
You aren't even from Japan at that point. You're from fucking Yamatai.
Yeah, no, it's like he rolls up in the outfit. I'm like, oh, we're in Magic Japan from the 90s land. Got it.
Right.
It is, in fact, a Mortal Kombat movie. So, I have an interesting question. Having rewatched this, and this movie coming out this week, allegedly, who thinks the new movie will probably be better than this one and not even have to try that hard?
Yeah, no, this absolutely has to be better.
This one doesn't have to tank being made during COVID.
Uh-huh.
So almost certainly.
And they get to just use an actual character from the games as the main character instead of Cole.
Yeah, and the main character is obviously going to be Johnny Cage because he's that guy.
The guy from Dread.
Oh, Carl Urban?
Nowadays, it's from The Boys.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what you're talking about. He's from the Doom movie. That still is most iconic role.
Oh,
true.
yeah, he is from the Doom movie.
But yeah, they clearly have way more money in this one and care. Like, they delayed the movie to make it better really close to launch. So between these two things of like three things, they had a lot of money. They got a real celebrity to be the main character. And then also they delayed it. I think there's no way this movie isn't better than 2021, but oh boy, what if?
Right. I was astonished by how many characters I forgot were in this because they just show up and die instantly.
Yeah, the best part is you're like, I don't remember her being in this movie. And as you say that, I'm like, any second now she gets deleted and I can't remember how.
You sliced in two instantly after I said that. I was like, oh, okay.
It was like seconds later. It's like, man, I felt like I could remember how this character gets defeated in this film and what all she does. And then Kung Lao, the metal blade man, walks on the screen.
Kung Lao is so fucking cool in this movie.
He's pretty fucking awesome.
Like, they just gave him his big metal saw hat, and it looked awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, that was actually really impressive.
I really appreciate the commitment to that.
So I'm actually looking at the cast for that new one, and they got a 6'8" bodybuilder to be Shao Kahn.
Oh my god, yes.
Good.
Nice.
He weighs 350 pounds.
That'll go a little bit better than the Shao Kahn in Annihilation.
Yeah.
I mean, that is what this production has been good at. Visually, these characters look great.
Yeah. No, that's the most accurate they've ever done, I think.
So a part of this movie I really like, just this one little scene. It's during the whole training montage where Liu Kang just repeatedly sweeps Kano's leg.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Which I feel like is an intentional reference to how people play Mortal Kombat.
Yes. 100%.
The only way it could be more accurate is if he just kept doing the uppercut, the crouched uppercut.
I think that's actually why they have people yell at Cole to do the uppercut all the time.
Yes. Yes, that's why they keep doing that. That's the iconic line where the girl's like, do the uppercut. Do your uppercut. It's so cool.
This is your character arc.
By the way, I should note here, otherwise I'm really going to be kicking myself. I just wanted to go verify before I said it. The guy who played Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat Annihilation, it's the same guy from X-Files across the 9 lore episodes who's the weird alien bounty hunter that looks like Phil Spencer. It's the same guy. That's the same actor, yeah.
Oh.
Yes. It all ties together.
I usually, I don't have a problem. Every now and then I'll see an actor and I can't get a previous role out of my head. In this whole movie, Shang Tsung is just the guy from Batman. He's the accountant from The Dark Knight.
Yes.
Wait, what?
I recognize the actor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to look at him again now that you said this.
Chin Han? That's his name.
I can't even remember an accountant character in The Dark Knight.
Yeah, he's in that. He's in it though. He's also in Captain America: The Winter Soldier as nobody important. He seems to not be from a whole lot of things.
I don't know, maybe he works more in China.
So, this movie, and I'm sure you've pieced this together from the comments we've been making, it's a lot of references. It is a mess when it comes to flow, and then just results in a bunch of teleported to random spots to do the Mortal Kombat fights. And then Scorpion appearing and going, "Fuck you, Sub-Zero," and killing him. And then the movie ends. Some of the choreography is good, pretty competent even for Hollywood standards, especially. And then other things, they just are missing a shot. Like someone goes to do a cool move and they forgot to show the impact at all. They show, like, for example, Kano does the heart ripping out, and they actually cropped out the shot of him impacting it all. So he's going to do the punch, and then his arm is already all the way through. And there are 4 different shots in this movie that are the equivalent of that.
Which is really funny because it's all CG for the thing he's ripping through. Like,
That we can't get that to interact correctly.
right?
Not on this budget.
That fight has the weirdest maneuver in this whole movie where Kano's fighting Reptile and Sonya calls for Cole to throw her a knife that she could have stepped to her left and grabbed herself. And then she jump spins and catches the knife.
Yes.
And then stabs Reptile in a manner she could have accomplished by taking a step and stabbing Reptile.
Yes.
And then immediately eats shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
That was a lot.
That sequence is like a peak moment of this spatially doesn't cut together, and then the editing makes it even more maddeningly nonsensical.
It's funny, like, in the first Mortal Kombat movie, Sonya just effortlessly kills Kano, but in this, he kind of whips her ass every time, and she has to use trickery to win.
Yeah, which is
the first time they fight, she just completely devastates him. But then he has the laser eye, and that makes him scary.
Lucky she has this bottle of acetone.
Yeah, he kind of beats the, like, when the Reptile attacks, he kind of beats the shit out of it. While it keeps knocking the shit out of her.
Yes, for some reason, he power KOs better against the Reptile than she does. I thought it was really funny when Jax just got teleported to a Mortal Kombat stage. Because no one else did that. Everyone else went to, like, a place.
true. Yeah.
And then that whole sequence is incredibly short because it's all CG, I assume. And maybe one of the worst choreographed fight scenes in the movie.
I feel like this movie with Jax, they should have just had him be like really proud of how buff he is and kiss his biceps before his arms were taken, because that's how, Agro alluded to it earlier with that's his character's thing. With Cole, like that writing style, because with Cole, they do he's Cole, he's the human punching bag. This is his whole thing. And then he gets a Zarkano, which lets him take the blows and turn that back into his power. And I'm like, Jesus, this writer really thought he was cooking.
Right. Just like I've completed my story and gotten the magical armor that short circuits my character growth. I didn't learn anything.
I learned nothing, bitches. I promise I will only get worse.
God. Shout out to Cole's wife who hit Goro with a wood axe.
Yeah, she's kind of the MVP.
Yeah, I think the first time we watched this, we all talked about how she's the best character just for that moment of like, yeah, no, you have an axe. Who cares that it's that scary? It's not looking, hit it in the spine.
And like, God bless this for being the movie where she picks up the wood axe and gets to use it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Raiden shows up. That is not okay.
No women, and then teleports her away.
Teleports her into space.
Yes.
What about Sonya? Second stringer.
Oh, okay. I thought he would just stare and be like,
God, the scene where they're trying to get Cole to unleash his arcana. It's just Kano beating the shit out of him while Liu Kang's like, focus on the pain. Pain is the best catalyst. Maybe you could just make fun of me until I do it like you did with Kano. This seems really unfair.
Right?
They can tell that Cole is very emotionally well adjusted and he's unassailable, so that will never work.
God, Cole he's just nothing.
It's true.
Yeah. They even introduce his family and then kind of just give up on trying to do anything with them.
Which sucks. I think that actually sucks. If I think this were a full Hollywood production that they put some effort into, they maybe would have invested too much into his family, but it being like nothing is fucking weird.
It is.
This movie isn't about fucking shit.
It does feel like that was an early part of the script, and then they were like, oh, we're getting approval to actually make like a real Mortal Kombat movie with Mortal Kombat characters. Mm-hmm. We can just get that.
Oh yeah, no, this really
delete
reeks,
everything here.
Yeah, this really reeks of this is version 7 of the script.
Mm-hmm.
I hope in that next movie they get to have a base that isn't just a desert goon cave.
I love the desert goon cave. It's so sad when Outer Realm shows up and then Raiden's like, I'm gonna raise a tiny little bubble force field shield so they go away. And then they go away and I'm like, Raiden, this is the peak of your power. This is fucking sad.
Do you like my Power Rangers prop that I used to power the portal? Sorry, the shield.
I hope Kano doesn't do anything to it.
In the first Mortal Kombat, like you have the cool looking Shaolin temple that Liu Kang is from.
Mm-hmm.
And in this you have Desert Goon Cave because they didn't have any money to have an actual set.
Yep.
It's so funny that that Kano just knows where this is. Somehow, I think I missed one line read about why Kano can get them there.
He had smuggled guns through the area, and the locals all talked about it.
Okay.
All right. I do find it fucking hilarious that the lore of this movie is, like we were talking about, either you mystically inherit the Arcata random periods apart, or you just kill someone. So there is a possibility that Earthrealm is defended by 10 serial killers.
Yeah.
Like
that would be a really funny twist where like Shang Tsung shows up and like Jason is there with that stupid fucking tattoo on his arm. That would be, you know what? I'm surprised Ed Boon has never tried to swing that.
That should be the next one. They should take the lore from the movies, and the next Mortal Kombat's that.
That dragon mark does not, like, there have to be ways for that thing to either be disseminated or to just manifest, because if you only get it through heredity or murdering someone who has it, but you don't like get two when you already have one, they immediately vanish after Mortal Kombat happens.
I assume like X number always materializes.
Mm-hmm.
So it just picks new people if they don't, if like there's no hereditary one.
It'd be really funny if in the next movie this lore isn't there at all.
Oh yeah, that's so likely.
That would be great.
Any screenwriter looking at this film's like, fucking what? You wrote
No, Johnny
what?
Cage is the main character. He doesn't need to be Magic Seal Man. We don't need this.
God. What year is it? We're getting a Mortal Kombat and a Street Fighter movie in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
This is it forever. Excited for the new Meet the Fockers movie. I hope in that they don't pull their punches and they do in fact cut someone's head off like in Mortal Kombat.
Yes, I want at least one fatality.
Just one in the Meet the Fockers movie, please.
Because Kung Lao and Liu Kang are like personally doing all of the announcer shtick, I get the impression from their performances that everybody else is actors who were hired to be in this movie, and those two, this is the culmination of their life's dream to be in the Mortal Kombat movie. Maybe Kano. Kano kind of carries a lot of this movie.
He really does. Like, that performance is way more than you expect from a Kano. I honestly kind of forgot they killed him off in this movie because, like, he was the best part. What are you doing?
I mean, honestly, none of the acting is as bad as you would expect from this project being described to you.
Right, no. Except maybe Cole's.
I mean, yeah, just Cole's got nothing.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing there to do.
Emote. To what?
Now put on this weird shirt.
God, I also remembered him just absorbing punches. I forgot his stupid shirt did it. I thought his skin did that. That's so upsetting.
No, he gets the vibranium suit.
It's like he becomes the Black Panther. Yeah, why?
Well, because he said Wakanda forever, and once you say it, you get the powers.
So wait, when you play as Cole in Spider-Man 2, can he do the salute at the Black Panther statue or not? I need to know.
He can. It's fine.
Okay.
He gave him the pass.
That shirt, is that shirt supposed to be modeled after the kunai or the other way around? Is this a pattern in the Hanzo family? Why was his wife doing garden work with a kunai? Like, the blade of Hanzo. That was his wife's garden trowel. What the fuck are we talking about?
4,000 years ago. Things were different.
I think I've read somewhere about kunai being used as digging tools, but I don't know.
I mean, it would make sense for blades that thick.
Mm-hmm.
This movie. Notice how all of our commentary is literally just talking about insane things the movie caused by writing a thing it probably didn't think about.
Yeah.
You know, I honestly, I thought of Highlander.
Yes.
While watching this movie.
Understandable.
Yes, absolutely.
I used to describe Highlander as the greatest movie ever made where everything that happens in it is incredibly stupid.
So I think we've gotten most of our criticisms, music, praises, etc. out of the way, and we can move on to our categories. Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay. Well, before we do that, I just want to know this project is only possible because of you and your support over at patreon.com/gbpodcast, where you can help us pay for food, rent, etc., and also get early access to certain podcasts involving Ichigo Kurosaki. Notionally, anyway. I think this last time it involved some Noel girl. And more. That's patreon.com/gbpodcast. First category, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs sideways. This is really fun because we reviewed this movie before, and I just, audience, I'm being as honest with you as I possibly can. I have changed in the last 4.5 years. I will be less a generous person. But we're gonna start with Chris. Chris, what did you think? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs sideways?
I'm still gonna give this a thumbs up. It's kind of incoherent, but it's still a fun watch. I wouldn't rank it as highly as I probably did before, but it's still certainly above par for video game adaptations.
Aggro.
I tried to be more down on this movie, but I am also going to give it a thumbs up. It is the bottom of the range of thumbs up, but when the credits rolled,
Exactly.
my main impression was that movie was worth it.
Bob.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Like, it's just barely above that thumbs up mark, and it's more fun to talk about than it was to watch.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it gets above from that for some reason, even though it's just like, this movie's good. It has a bunch of problems, but in a funny way. So I'm also giving it a thumbs up.
Okay, that's great. I'm gonna come in thumbs sideways. I feel like there's not enough fucking meat on these bones, and this movie is really
Bones are
rough.
pretty dried, yes.
It's so dry. This movie, please, waiter, some fucking water, please. So I'm gonna go sideways. I don't think it deserves a thumbs down. I don't, but I do think this is. It's okay. It's okay. I feel like that's the perfect sideways. Okay, and with that out of the way, let's go ahead and move on to, is this worse than the Tekken movie? Does anyone want to make the argument that it's worse?
No.
No.
This does the exact same thing and rinses the Tekken movie in every dimension, even somehow writing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a lot more believable that these realms are having these dipshits fight in random spots like Sonya Blade's trailer park. As compared to, these are multinational mega corporations we're gonna fight at a set that would look bad for American gladiators. Next, star power. What was the star power of this film on a scale of 1 to 5? I'm just gonna put a 2. and I'm not going to explain it. I'm going to move on. Hey, Aggro.
Hey.
How are you feeling?
Jin Han's in it.
Well-known role that Bob didn't know was in that movie.
Yeah, one.
Bob?
Somehow this is less impressive than the first Mortal Kombat movie. I'm giving it a 1.
Chris.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 1. The only people who had real careers before this were Raiden and Scorpion's actors, and they were only in China or Japan, respectively.
I'm gonna revise my number to a 1.
Yeah, this is the least star power movie maybe that will be on this show.
That is right. Hiroyuki Sanada's in it. He's
is like a
cool.
real actor. Like he's John Wick 4 and then
he's
Last
that guy
Samurai.
who shows up and you're like, oh, he's that guy who's the Japanese guy in every movie.
Yes.
Yeah, but nobody knows his name, so he doesn't offer star power.
Mm-hmm.
I kept looking at him and being like, that's not that guy, right? It just is.
Why would he be here?
Right? Because look at the rest of this cast.
Motherfucker, you were in the Twilight Samurai. Be better.
Look, he needs a paycheck too. Now we need to rank the faithfulness to the game on a scale of 1 to 100. Chris?
I can only give this a 60 because while it has Mortal Kombat characters, it has the establishment, it has fatalities, it has perhaps too many times of people referencing things in the games. Cole is a giant no right there. Like he's this giant thing pulling it away from being faithful by being a fucking Power Rangers character.
I think that's fair.
He even kind of looks and has the aura of like Dollar General Johnny Young Bosch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Everything else, though, is really on point to the extent that only I feel like a super nitpicky pedant would get upset of like, well, that's not how the tournament works. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think the games are that consistent on how the tournament works, so I'm not gonna get upset about that. I'm gonna give it a 75 though, because that 25% is just Cole and things in direct connection with Cole. Everything else, honestly, is really on brand, and I think a lot of your knowledge of this movie could translate to understanding the game. Bob.
Yeah, the Cole factor is pretty rough. I remember when this came out, people were worried they were going to put Cole in the games, and luckily that never happened, so we're safe.
They still should.
Jesus.
It would be pretty funny.
But yeah, the Cole, and then also the weird birthmark symbol that gives them the Arcana power. That really brings it down in my head. It's like, that doesn't need to be in Mortal Kombat, and that makes things weird. I'm giving it a 65.
And aggro.
Yeah, this movie has a lot that is stunningly accurate for a movie adaptation, especially of a fighting game.
Mm-hmm.
But there are just a few really big things like Cole and the weird birthmark lore and the fact that Mortal Kombat doesn't happen in this Mortal Kombat movie. All that really strongly averages out to about a 65. I think Bob hit it.
Okay. Well, does anyone consider this a viable substitute for the game? Bob.
It has a bunch of fatalities in the Elder God stock. And so does Raiden. Yeah, I think we're there, yes.
Yeah, I also, as I said in my prior thing, I feel like this actually is a suitable substitute for just understanding the world of the games and the experience of what the games is. It's just a really bad one. So maybe it's spot on for one of the PS2 ones. I don't know. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, no. It's not nearly gory enough, at least for the modern ones. Nobody burns out a hole in someone's chest and then their heart falls down into view.
I literally was watching it thinking about how the VFX artists on this probably didn't get traumatized by doing research for the movie. Which is a weird way to be like, no, the people who made this weren't as scarred as the game, so it's not a viable substitute for human suffering. Hey, Aggro, what do you think? Is this a viable substitute for the game?
You had actually said exactly what I was thinking. If you had told me this was a direct adaptation of the PS2 game we don't speak of, I would have believed you.
Cole feels like a PS2 character, right?
He does.
He does, yeah. It just feels like he's the guy they would have invented to bring in new people, and it would have made no sense and not worked in the least.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm putting you down for yes.
Yes.
Should they have adapted this back into a video game? I'm going with yes. I think that would be really funny. Mortal Kombat needs some fun side projects to keep them going while they figure out what the hell they're doing. Because it looks like NetherRealm can't make a thing that isn't Mortal Kombat because that's not big enough. But also, look at what they've done with Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
Aggro, what do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I need to see how you put Cole's bullshit Wakanda vest into a fighting game.
Well, it's a parry system, and only he gets it.
God, I can see the animation they'd give him. It'd be the same generic one they gave to like Superman for blocking, where he just puffs his chest out. We'd have to see that 100 times.
That sounds great. Bob, yes, no?
I don't think so. You know what? No, because if I felt like they could more easily turn this into a game that's not a fighting game, I'd actually be there on yes. But since this doesn't have like a main character following, and it much more is like trying to prop each character up to have their fights, you'd be weird not to make it a fighting game at that point. Just make a real actual new Mortal Kombat game. What are you doing?
And Chris.
I'm going to go ahead and say yes, but only if they do what we discussed earlier and have the DLC characters just kill someone as like their intro cutscene. I just want to deal with the world where Shao Kahn comes through and like Omni-Man, Jason, RoboCop, and Conan are just standing there like, we're the champions of Earthrealm.
What's up?
I honestly have been wondering, can a Terminator get the Arcana? That was what I've been thinking of the whole time.
Well, the Arcana can give you robot arms.
Yes. Me and Noel were talking about what would happen if he hadn't lost his arm before he activated his Arcana. Would he just have Hulk hands?
Yes, he just has giant Hulk arms that are green.
Did they put Conan in the Mortal Kombat games?
They did.
Yes.
Oh my God. I would pay real American dollars for either that game or that movie. Because that's what Conan does, is he kills wizards.
Yes. Yes. It's so fitting. The next question is, should this be made into an FMV game? I'm going to come down with a hard no. It doesn't visually work well enough for me to feel right as an FMV game. I feel like it wouldn't be fun as an FMV game. I don't know. It just seems wrong. It doesn't seem right to me. Bob, what do you think?
I'm going to say yes, because I think all you need to do to make them look more like an FMV game is like crank the brightness up on every scene like 10 times, make it all blown out.
We solved the problem of HDR being too dark.
Yes.
Now everything's gray.
But I have to, like, watching that scene where Kano fights Reptile made me think, yeah, this is an FMV game. Absolutely.
Chris.
I'm going to go with no, because the main characters basically get their ass whipped the entire movie up until the end. Imagine how annoyed you would be if you did the QTE successfully for Sonya to spin, jump, stab Reptile and then just immediately eat shit.
Right? Aggro?
Yeah, no, like Chris has got it. You either that happens or the rest of the game is just pass, fail, watch the fight scene. And even as a bit, I couldn't condone making that. No.
And the final most condescending category, is this movie normal person friendly? I'll let Chris lead us.
Yeah, it's normal person friendly. You take a person to see this and they'll have a good enough time.
Aggro.
I'm gonna go with no. This is aimed squarely at people who understand what the fuck is going on. With a lot of characters just making references to organizations and entities that don't exist in this movie, and it being firmly in its own vibe. This is not for general audiences.
I also don't think this quite operates on the level that someone who doesn't know what Mortal Kombat is could get into it. It feels like it's just short of that. Saying this is normal person friendly almost comes off as put up YouTube kids. Here you go. It's just too thin and doesn't have a core to the movie. The movie is literally about nothing.
It's about watching people punch each other with VFX effects. Lots of movies like that have been vastly successful with the mainstream.
But they were mostly in the 80s when we filmed people actually punching each other. Bob.
Yeah, I think this is just barely on the edge of not being normal person friendly. And mainly because halfway through the movie, it loses sight of Cole. Like, it forgets he's like the core of the movie. I don't know if that will read that well as general audiences. It's just like, hey, we found video game characters. You don't know who they are, but other people in the audience are clapping and you aren't.
They're making like an upset cat face as everyone around them's clapping and they're like, what the fuck? Was that a moment? The music seems to think so, and everyone around me does. What the fuck? Well, that's going to do it for our categories. I did want to note, this has one of the lower budgets in the grand series here, but that is because, of course, we reviewed more recent films where the budgets are insane. You know, like Minecraft, which is 150 million, and Rampage, which is 130, and Angry Birds, which is 73. This comes in at 55, which is still a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
At this point in time, that might put it in the bottom half, though. I don't know. Some of these are still missing budget numbers. I'll have to go back and find out. And the Rotten Tomatoes for this is also pretty rough. It's 55, which sounds like it should do terribly and put it really low in this series. But no, we're reviewing video game movies.
Right.
Yeah, in fact, that puts it above like 99% of them.
That puts it above almost everything we've reviewed. Wait, no, literally everything we've reviewed since we started writing down Rotten Tomatoes scores. Which we started in episode 12 with Angry Birds. Oh my God, this is the best reviewed thing for nearly half the show or something. I'm going to have to go through and figure that out. Anyways, that's going to do it for this episode. Join us next week for Mortal Kombat 2026, which I believe is called 2, but does it have a subtitle? Did they subtitle the new one?
No, it's just Roman numeral 2, like the game.
Okay. Wow. We finally did it.
Right?
That was a long-ass journey to just call a fucking movie Mortal Kombat 2. The executive producers for this month's GigaBoots videos are Spaceman Spiff, Red Blaze 27, Brendan O'Sullivan, Cooper Tank, BN12, and Rado. Thank you very much to our executive producers, and also these guys. If you want to become an executive producer or a normal patron, head on over to patreon.com/gigaboots today.